You wake up 2 hours late for work. Would you still go? Why not? Late equals doghouse. No call no show equals fired guy. Fire guy becomes the fired guy. As an employer myself, no call no show is the worst. Just call me and give me your excuse whether it's BS or not. Better than worrying that you're dead or not coming back. Yep. I'm usually punctual and my boss is not a huge pain in the ass. Also, if I don't go, the clients are more of a pain than my boss and the next day I'd have to overwork myself to catch up on work. That's what people who are chronically late don't realize. If you're punctual 99% of the time, people don't get mad when you're late. They're usually genuinely worried that something went wrong. And if it was just a mistake, they tend to cut you slack because it isn't consistent behavior. I learned that while working a shitty kitchen job. Woke up like a half hour after my shift and just ran to work. Arrived just as service started, but my boss didn't give a shit. He was worried I was dead. Not to mention colleagues that have to make up for your absence where applicable. Better to show up late than never. Just like periods. Better late than neither. No. Flight would be cancelled. And I'd probably be in big trouble. So, are you an airplane? Probably. Yes. I have flexible work hours and as long as I fulfill my work duty within the month, I'm okay. I want a job like that. I hate going in 9 to 5 just to sit there doing nothing because I have to work a certain number of hours regardless if there's any work left to do. What type of job do you have? For my job, I'd get an official warning if I was 2 hours late. If I didn't show up at all, I'd likely get fired. Yeah, 2 hours is a bit ridiculous. If I have an employee no call / no show 30 minutes, I usually text them to check on them. If they went an hour without an answer, I'd call. No answer at that point is a problem. I'd notify HR, but nothing official would be done until we reach them one way or another. If at 2 hours they call me and say, oh shit, I slept through my alarm and my ringer was off, I'd ask them to get their ass in gear or let me know if they want to use personal time and take the day. You don't get sick days. Edit, some of you guys are crazy. I simply asked the dude if he gets sick days. An official warning for being late seems strict, especially if it's a single or rare occurrence. How some of you jumped from me asking this to being a lazy slacker that is a shit employee is beyond me. When I wake up on time, I still have this dilemma. My friend described it once as, you know those mornings where you wake up and lie in bed and just think, how badly do I need this job? Lol. Me too. This morning was rough. Edit, seems like it's rough for a lot of us today. Hope your day get better, everyone. My company cares if work is done. I could be late and do the work done, or I can be on time and don't do the same work. In either case they don't care. When shit isn't done, then I get an info that things needs to be done. Same. The responses in this thread are making me realize that be reasonably responsive to emails / phone calls and get your work done office culture is not at all the norm. And, for that matter, working in an office probably isn't the norm either. There's this thing in Germany we call Gleitzeit. It lets you come and go whenever you want between 7 o'clock and 2000 hours as long as you fulfill your daily target time. So you basically have 13 hours time to get your 7 to 8 hours of work done. Edit, spelling and wow, this blew up, lol. That's how my office works, but I'm in the US. We don't get a cool name for it though. If I could do 12 o'clock to 2000 hours instead of dragging my ass in the morning and being half asleep for half of the day, it would probably be best for everyone involved. Yay Germany. I'd still go in. My job is home-based and salaried though. As long as I work an hour, I get credit for a full day. Back when I was bartending, same answer. Being late in the service industry is putting your work onto someone else. Get there so whoever is covering for you can go home, or so everyone's workload becomes more manageable. How do I get a home-based job where I can work an hour? Sheesh, I'll quit my job and work for you, right Mo? Additionally, it saves your actual emergency cred. Admitting what happened and still showing up makes the days where something actually bad happens, relative passing, etc., more legitimate in the eyes of your employer, whereas not showing up and lying about why has the opposite effect if done often. Op seems to be 2 hours late but still wants some advice. Oh shit, I'm 2 hours late. Better ask Reddit. Go in. With a good excuse. Yeah. It's still your job, and if you work 8-hour days, you'll still have 6 to go. Maybe you can stay late to make up the time? Regardless, oversleeping is a common screw-up. It doesn't mean that you just take the whole day off. You just go in late. You can take a sick day if you still have them. This comment gave me a very horrid feeling that we as a society have been brainwashed into thinking having a job is such a privilege that we should be slaves to the fucking machine and be grateful for it. It's fine to be late if your job doesn't involve saving lives or something. As long as you don't abuse it, you shouldn't feel bad at all from just being a bit late. I employ about 200 people across a few businesses. For most of those businesses a no-call/no-show is basically the end. It puts you on the express path to termination. For most of those businesses, being 2 hours absent, then calling, then coming in the rest of your shift or regular day isn't even recorded by HR or managers. For most of those businesses, being 2 hours absent, then calling in and taking a PTO day is just recorded as a PTO day. The same as if you scheduled it. Call, apologize to your boss, act professionally, and all will be forgotten within a week or so. Just act the way you'd want to be treated. This is where I find honesty is the best policy. I have called my manager before and just explained that I woke up late because I had a terrible night's sleep. Advised that I would rush a shower and be in ASAP. Normally goes down quite well if you're honestly apologetic and don't try to bullshit them. What industries do you own businesses in? I'm still in school so I only work weekends, but yes. They may be angry, but offer to make up the time by maybe working an extra day. It wouldn't make the situation better, but they'd probably appreciate it. As someone who employs people I can definitively say that I'd much rather you come in late than offer to make it up at a later date. Seriously, think about it. I'm now short a person for that day. My options are to scramble and try to get another employee to cover your shift, or me and the employees need to work extra hard to cover for being a person short. How are your actions fair to your boss and co-workers? People oversleep, it happens. The responsible thing to do is to call as soon as you wake up, explain the situation and rush in. Edit, somehow misinterpreted his response. My bad. But for people who wouldn't go in, this is my response. Done this but less than 2 hours. Called ahead and said had a bad nosebleed, it stopped, I am on my way now. Learned this after the nosebleed thing happened for real. So Doc sure does have a lot of nosebleeds, perhaps we should do a random drug test. Also helps if you show up with a pack of tissues and nose spray as a preventative measure for another one. I'm in military, I can't be 2 hours late cause NCOs be knocking at your door for just being 5 minutes late lol. P1, I always show up to work. P2, why? P1, because if I don't I get fucking arrested. Hyperbole, but you know. 5 minutes late to being 15 minutes prior at that lol. Yes. Worst case scenario is that whatever happens to you if you did not go, happens. That leaves a lot of room for many better case scenarios. Think of it this way, showing up 2 hours late might get you a write-up, while not going may get you fired. Just accept that you made a mistake and move on. There are no need for excuses, just accept responsibility like an adult and hope for the best. Source, a guy that has gone to work 6 hours late before because I stayed out till 3 AM drinking in college. I didn't get fired. Yes. Start a bit later, stay a bit longer. As an employer there is nothing more frustrating than a no-show no-call. Calling out 2 hours late isn't great either, but better than nothing. If you come in 2 hours late and apologize for oversleeping, I typically have no issue and appreciate the honesty. I'd go straight to the doctor, that is. Doctor, I need a formal letter for sick leave. I think I'm sick, cough cough. Doctor, what we have here is an acute case of optical/rectal nerve dysfunction. Yes. Flat tire. Car crash on the road. Car got towed. You got hit by a car. Or nearly. Car wouldn't start, why not? Was too busy sleeping to turn the key. Edit, 69 upvotes. Nice edit too, 269 upvotes. Nice. Subscribe for more hot Reddit takes in your inbox, guaranteed.